बलि जावत सकल सहज जन बलि बलि जावत सकल सहज जन धन्य धन्य हरे बाग श्री माता जी धन्य धन्य हरे बाग श्री माता जी
Alrighty, good evening everyone. Welcome to today's session wherever you're located. Good to see a great turnout again. Hello Anne, and hello everyone. You can pop a message in the chat box. Sorry we didn't do another meet and greet today. Just a bit constrained with time with a few things popping up, so I'm just going to keep this a very sweet, straightforward session, very spontaneous. And if you ever have any requests, pop it in the box. Like you want to hear a piece of music again you heard, you want to know anything basically, you have questions, you want to know more about a certain topic, put it in this chat box. These series are sort of less formal now from the other ones we used to do before, where we used to have a set structure. So yeah, take your pick, don't be shy, just message anytime at all if you've got some desire in mind of what you'd like to learn or do, and we can always incorporate that. So I hope you're keeping all well. As we know, Easter is coming up this weekend, and in Australia here, we get a public holiday on Friday for Good Friday, and then on Monday as well, because Sunday being Easter Sunday and already being a holiday, we get that extra Monday. So I know a lot of Aussies are looking forward to a nice long weekend, a break from work, and a time to take a bit of rest or go on a bit of a holiday. So I wonder if it's the same in other countries as well. You get this time off. And as we know, you may have learnt a bit about Easter in a Sahaja Yoga sense, hopefully in the last couple of sessions with some of our leads. But just to recap, that Shri Mataji basically says that, well, as we know, Easter is very significant in Christianity. And Mother says that I guess the significance is that you have Christ who came on this earth. And on Friday, or Good Friday, is when he passed away. He was crucified. And then on the Sunday, which is a day of rejoice, he basically resurrects, comes back to life to show his disciples and the people around him that he is truly the Son of God. He is someone beyond just this physical body or mind. So this is why we, I guess, rejoice on the Sunday. And in most places, we have puja on Sunday to celebrate Easter. And we also, as we know, give Easter eggs to each other. And I didn't know myself why we give these eggs. I always thought as a kid, okay, it's just, yay, chocolates. Who will say no to chocolates? But in Sahaj, we learn that that egg symbolizes, as we know, birth. But until you don't come into Sahaj, you don't really, I guess, realize, okay, well, why? What's the significance? Why am I giving someone an egg? What's the birth of? What's new, I guess. And in Sahaj, when you get your realization, you basically, like Shivaji says, get a second birth. You resurrect yourself, you rediscover yourself, you discover the vibrations in you, around you, you get connected to the higher power. So it's a whole new world, really, and I hope it's been a whole new world for all of you since you all joined us last year. And we always see your positive comments, stories, even asking for a bandhan, which is very good, as it shows your, I guess, your confidence or love or desire for wanting that collective attention as well. So that's the significance of Easter in a Sahaj sense. It's very beautiful in that way. You're giving regard to Christ. And now, when you give an Easter egg to someone or you buy one for yourself, you'll appreciate that whole level of meaning of, okay, it's to symbolize that new birth and that resurrection within ourselves. And the only thing we can really desire, really, during these crazy times in this world is that seekers around the world, or those, the innocent, may they be saved, may they be looked after, may they get their self-realization. So to keep spreading the message of Sahaj so other people can also experience this new life of peace, joy, prosperity, and good health. So I know I said it, I think last year when the new year ended, make it like maybe your Easter goal now to keep spreading the word of Sahaj to families and friends, to colleagues at work. People are stressed around you. Tell them about Sahaj Yoga. and bring that new life or newness in them as well. And yes, I can see some comments that I think Patricia said, yep, this at school the egg was taught as a sign of new life. That's good. And yeah, you can share everyone can share comments or anecdotes, anything you'd like, you can share it here as well. So today's session, I haven't really planned anything. Like I said, we're just going to go with the flow, keep it nice, short and sweet and simple. And today's talk I found is about attention. I don't know why, that was the topic that was coming in mind. So let's begin without further ado. I'll share screen to put up Shri Mataji's photo. So just make yourself really comfortable, very relaxed. And just bear with me 1 second as I bring Mother's photo up. Okay. So today we don't have any fancy altar. Like I said, we're just bringing it back to basics again. This is one of my favorite photos of Shri Mataji. You may have seen this one, maybe in programs we've done. But if not, it's a photo taken of her when she was on Cairns Beach in Queensland in 1990, I believe. I've got a bookmark there, so I'm double checking the date. 1990, I think. So Cairns is a really beautiful city, sort of north of Brisbane. It's like a 2 hour, I think like a 2 hour flight. And yep, Mother visited there. We've got a small collective there as well. And this is one of my favorite photos of her just standing in the ocean, as I find it just very beautiful and calming. So handy tip, if you ever find, photographs of Shri Mataji we're using that you really like, you can always check with your local collective, if they may have these photographs, so you can use it for your own personal altar and you can frame it. There's always a website called divinecoolbreeze.org, which I'll share as well. And that has high definition photos of Shri Mataji, which you can always download, say put on a USB. And if you don't have one of those high quality printers at home, you can always go to like a local printing shop or a stationery shop and, get really good quality photos and even get them framed as well. So just a handy tip. If you find that, you'd like to sometimes use different photographs or add different photographs to your collection as well. So without further ado, let's raise our Kundalini and put on our bandhan. You can close your eyes. Take a few deep breaths if you like. Keep your shoulders nice and relaxed. Or even if you want to keep your eyes open and just watch her photo with that ocean, you'll start to feel any worries, thoughts starting to dissolve. So just take a moment to see how you're feeling, what thoughts might be coming, how are you feeling on your hands. And like I said, we're gonna go back to the basics today. Let's do our self-realization, which is really good to revisit sometimes when, you're not sure what to meditate, not too sure what to say, what mantras or affirmations. You can always go back to those basic steps again. So taking your right hand, placing it on the left side of your heart, and just ask that question in your heart about 3 times. Mother, am I the spirit? Now bring your right hand to the left side of your stomach. And just ask here about 5 times, Mother, am I my own master? Now your hand lower where your body and your leg meet, the left side of your hip. Press it there with your right hand. And as we know, this is the energy center where Shri Mataji says all the divine work is done. So you'll remember this is your center of desire, of knowledge, and it's through our pure desires that we can work things out. So just ask here about 6 times, Mother, please give me the pure knowledge and pure desires. Bring your hand to the left side of your stomach. Now we're going to go upwards because this is where your Kundalini energy starts to rise up again. So hand to the left side of your tummy, just affirming here in your heart about 10 times that Mother, I am my own master. I am my own teacher. Now while we are in that region, we'll take a bit of a detour. Take your left hand, place it on the right side of your stomach. So bring your right hand to your lap, and our hand is essentially below the rib cage where our liver is. The music has been dimmed now because you'll start to feel that quietness inside of you. And I want you to feel that quietness without any distractions of other sounds. So the right liver, as we may recall, the qualities are things like such as when we over worry, thinking, stressing, and it's also related to your third energy center, which looks after your material well-being, like your job, your health, studies, anything that you endeavor or you do. So all that futuristic planning we kind of do. So we can just ask here, Mother, you look after everything. You do everything. You can say it about 6 times or as many times as you like. That Mother, you look after everything. You do everything. So just remembering, anytime you are feeling any heat in that aspect of your body, don't forget, you can always put an ice pack on, simply putting your hand as well, just praying for Mother to cool it down, or doing your foot soaks keeps your bottom 3 chakras intact and in balance. So let's go back to the left side. You can bring your left hand to your lap, take your right hand to the left side of your heart, and just affirming here about 7 times that Mother, I am the spirit. I'm not this body or mind or emotions. I'm just the spirit. Now bring your right hand to the center of your heart. This is where any fear gets accumulated. So you can pray here, Mother, please take away any fear, any insecurities, any illnesses, like if you've had COVID or you've had any illnesses, you will find it affects that respiratory area and even the heart chakra. And it is in this center that the antibodies get created to fight those diseases. So it's always important we have to keep our heart strong. So you can just say here, Mother, please make my heart strong and take away any diseases, any fears, worries, or problems. Please come in my heart. Now I'll sing a prayer. It's called Mother, Please Come in My Heart, which is in the mantra book, and I'll share it with all of you after today's session. And you can read it at any time you like, but here's the song version of that prayer. Mother, please come in my heart. Let me clean my heart so that you are there. Put your feet into my heart. Let your feet be worshipped in my heart. Let me not be in delusion. Take me away from illusion. Keep me in reality. Take away the sheen of superficiality. Let me see your feet in my heart. Let me enjoy your feet in my heart. Mother, please come in my heart. Let me clean my heart so that you are there. Put your feet into my heart. Let your feet be worshipped in my heart. Let me not be in delusion. Take me away from illusion. Keep me in reality. Take away the sheen of superficiality. Let me enjoy your feet in my heart. Let me see your feet in my heart. Let me enjoy your feet in my heart. Let me see your feet in my heart, in my heart, in my heart, in my heart. Just feel that silence. Feel that strength. Feel that love. And just pray that, Mother, may you love me so that I can keep loving others. I can spread this love to others. Take your right hand to the left side of your neck and shoulder, turning your head towards the right. And this is where any guilt gets accumulated. So just praying here, Mother, please take away any guilt. I'm not guilty. Then hand on your forehead, bending your head down. And just a reminder here that this is where Christ resides and his message of forgiveness. So you can just say, Mother, I forgive everyone, including myself. I forgive, I forgive. Then you can put your hand on the back of your head up towards the sky. You can just ask here, Mother, please forgive me for any mistakes I've done, knowingly or unknowingly. And then the final step, take your right hand, top of your scalp, where your fontanelle bone is, stretching your hand out so that your palm sits nicely on the top. Apply some pressure and slowly, in a clockwise direction, just asking here that, Mother, please establish my self-realization. You can say this about 7 times. Then you can raise your hand a couple of inches above your head and see if you're feeling coolness or warmth on the top. Then you can try with your left hand if you like. See what you're feeling. And then bring both of your hands down to your lap. And let's just sit there for a couple of minutes, just in meditation. You can slowly open your eyes. You can observe how you're feeling. Feeling nice, calm, relaxed, more at peace. And that's a good sign. And if there's still thoughts, lingering thoughts, that's okay. It's doing its job. That's what thoughts do. They come and they go. So we'll listen to a little bit of Shri Mataji's talk. And I've changed it spontaneously last minute now. It's a Brisbane talk she did in 1987 at a program where she gave realization to an audience. And before the realization, she just gave a little bit of a talk about this knowledge that we have about Sahaj. So we can listen to this, and then we'll be coming towards the end.
The seekers of truth. I bow to all the seekers of truth. Just now, Albert has very clearly described to you the mechanism that is within us, which works out our self-realization. There is a mechanism, no doubt.
I'll just quickly add here, guys, that this is maximum YouTube volume. So if you're still struggling to hear, you will have to turn up your personal device, the laptop or the phone. It's volume higher. So apologies about that, but it's the highest on my end. Thank you.
When we are in this room, we see so many lights, and there is a mechanism behind this. But what we do is to just switch on, and the lights are there. So the whole mechanism is already built within us through our evolutionary process. Now we have reached at a point when we have to achieve the result of the evolutionary process. In the West, people had the quest to find out outside this body. I would say that they tried to find out the knowledge about the tree of life. But when the life is found out from outside, you can go up to a point. And the tree can also grow up to a point. You have to go to your roots. This is the knowledge of our roots. Now, to say that it comes from India or it comes from a particular region is not true. India being an ancient country, of course, they have been able to go deep into it. But even in the Bible, you get sentences like, I will appear before you like tongues of flames. And these centers really looks like tongues of flames. Then in the Quran also, it is there called as Asas, the Kundalini. It describes that you have to be connected with God. Otherwise, whatever you do in the name of God, you will become cruel and you will be disintegrated. It's clearly said. Same thing in any religion that you read, that you have to have your self-realization. Every religion has talked of the spirit. Every religion has said that you must find out your spirit. Now, when we are ignorant about the spirit, and there are so many people in the market, which I say as a guru shopping going on, People don't know what to expect and what to find. What is self, what is spirit, and why should we get it? As I said, it is the epitome of our evolution. That you have to become the spirit, and that is the truth, that you are the spirit. If you are the spirit, then you have to achieve that state. By this way or that way, that is your birthright, is born with you. That's why we call it Sahaja Yoga. Sahaja means Saha is with, Ja is born with you. That is the yoga, the union with the divine. The divine is the all-pervading power of God's love, which is the subtle of subtler, all-pervading. It exists in everything and you have to feel it. That's what we call as the cool breeze of the Holy Ghost. Cool breeze of the Holy Ghost. In the Bible, there's no description of Holy Ghost. This Kundalini is the reflection of that Holy Ghost. Holy Ghost is the desire of God. That's the power of God reflected within us as Holy Ghost, as Kundalini, in 3.5 coils, is our pure desire. All other desires that we have are impure. Because we have been desiring for this and that, economic laws are such that in general wants are not satiable. Why? Because those wants are not pure. So this is the power of Kundalini which resides in the triangular bone within yourself. Now when I am telling all this to you, you should not have a blind faith about it, but it's an hypothesis. If you are a scientific person, or if you have a very logical mind, then you must understand that you should not close your mind. You should be with an open mind and see for yourself. If this proves, then it's all right. But you should not be a person who is cynical, who is already challenging me, because what I'm doing is to give you what you have, is to tell you what you have, which is your property. It's your own. I have nothing to do with it as such, but I can't also help it without telling you. This Kundalini has to rise from its seat, which he has shown just now, which is residing in the triangular bone, called as sacrum. Sacrum itself means sacred. That means the Greeks knew about this word, knew about Kundalini, that's why they called it sacred. Now when this Kundalini rises through these various centers, she passes through 6 centers. The 7th center is below her. And this 7th center looks after the glory or the chastity, or we can say it protects the mother Kundalini within us. Now the first center is the most important center. And the first center is the center of our innocence. When we try to play with our innocence, this center gets spoiled, which has to protect the Kundalini. And when this center is spoiled, we can get into lots of problems. Nowadays, you can hear a big cry about this killer's disease, AIDS. We have to fight it. It's a wrong thing that we have done. One thing we must accept. And then we have to fight it. It's not difficult to fight this disease if you accept that you have lost your innocence. The trouble is, when people started getting the knowledge of the tree, they really went amok. They didn't know what to do with themselves. Now they are finished with this, they are finished with that, so now eat your nose or eat your eyes or eat your teeth, something like that, a maddening wave rushed into people. And they didn't know what to do with themselves, so they started practicing also sex. I would also blame Freud for that. In India, Freud won't be accepted at all. It's nonsense. Nobody can accept a theory where they say that you have all the time feelings of carnal love for your mother. Of course, this is ridiculous for us. But anything new has to be accepted. That's the modern idea. Anything new that comes to you, we must accept. Anything new may not be all right. The other day we were having a banquet, and I had a neighbor who was ambassador from Mexico. And he told me that, I know you don't like Freud and you like Jung, but Jung talked of the same old thing. I said, same old thing, but something new above it. Evolution takes place in that manner, that first you have the tree, and then you have the branches, then you have the leaves, and then you have the flowers, and then the flowers have the fruits. But if somebody just takes out a flower from somewhere and gives you, then you know that it's plastic. It must have some basis. It must have some tradition. It must be in our ancient books. It should be described by people who have lived before. Suddenly, if Mr. Freud comes up and says some new theory, it's like mushrooms. These people come up and start telling stories, and we believe in them. It's a fungus. Now, so I told the gentleman, I said, all right, we have eaten all kinds of food before. We haven't eaten the table. Why not we eat that? Because it's new. In the same way, everything that is new we started accepting. Because this is new, this is a new idea, we should get to it. And it's mad race, I tell you, it's a real mad race. All our attention goes to all these mad things. For example, now the fashions that have started. These are entrepreneurs who are materialists, who want to befool us. All the time changing one fashion to another to another. Now in England, you won't find anybody with any hair now left. Because poor things, they tried with this, that, and that. Lastly, they came to punks. And when I said, now to punks, then what? They said, Mother, you are out of date. Now it is all bald heads. This is what is. We are giving up all our sense, all our thoughts to somebody who is making us play like this. Materialism is for us. We are not for materialism. Matter is for us. We have to dominate this matter. All the time, the spirit is dominating the matter. And when the spirit comes up, then it uses matter for its own purpose. It is not dominated by matter. Nobody can dominate a person who is the spirit. But we are so much lost into it, trying new things like mad, jumping from one to another, that we don't see the sense in it, just like eating the table. We haven't got our own ideas. We are reactionaries, or we accept the ideas that are others. If somebody tells us some ideas, we think, oh, it's great. But why it is great? It must be tallied by few things. First of all, we must find out, does it have any relationship to any tradition, to any ancient books, to any prophets, to any incarnations who came on this earth? They were not all useless people. They were not false people. They were not telling us lies. But we are reactionaries. Like we find now, Christianity has failed, the churches have failed, so we react. No. Christianity may fail, but Christ doesn't fail. Like yesterday we had a very interesting couple of people. One of them came for my interview, and another one was the photographer. The photographer is an ardent Christian. So he said, do you mean to say, Mother, we got everything wrong? I said, no. You love Christ, isn't it? Yes, I love Christ very much. I said, then you'll get it. If you have loved Christ, then you will get it. But if you are busy with the organizing of Christ, then it's rather difficult. You can't organize Christ. You cannot dictate him. And you cannot use him for your purposes, for making money, for making huge big palaces for yourself. As you can see what's happening now in the Vatican, big problems there are with the mafia. And they don't want to hear it. No, nothing. They don't want to hear about it. How could these people, talking of righteousness, of virtue, of values, have gone to that limit? Same in India. Hindu religion has gotten to dogs, absolutely to dogs. They are using the same black magic, the same old things which were done in Indian villages. They have come to the cities now, in the temples now. They are selling drugs which are of horrible nature to people who come there. Is that Hinduism? What about Islam? You see Islamic people, how they are quarreling among themselves. When Islam is surrendered, they are all fighting among themselves. Is that the religion which Muhammad Sahib preached? What about Buddhists? They are another nonsensical people. Extremely materialistic. Every religion has gone to dogs. Why? Because they did not understand the main point. And the main point is you should be connected with God. You are to be born again. It's not just to give a certificate to yourself, I'm a born again, going about, I'm a born again. One lady from that came actually to beat me. I started laughing at her. This born again lady has come to beat me for what? You cannot certify yourself. This self-certificate or certificate from somebody is absurd. You have to have the powers of being born again. The born again have powers of their own manifesting. They are not just born again going around. Now, what are the powers of a person who is born again? First of all, such a person is a tranquil, peaceful person. He becomes automatically righteous, automatically. I don't have to tell you, don't do this and don't do that. That's finished now with Moses. No more of that. As soon as you become the Spirit, you just give up all those things that are destructive for us, automatically. No pressures are needed, no goading is needed, nothing of the kind, automatically, because the Spirit is the light. You get your enlightenment. Supposing I'm holding a snake in my hand and it's not light. Somebody tells me it's a snake, I'll say, no, it's a rope. I'm holding on to a rope. But when there is a light, I just drop it. In a simple way. Nobody has to tell me, I see the light and it drops out. In the same way, you are an enlightened person. You can make out what is truth and what is untruth. For example, you see someone, even from Indian jails, some people who have just come out of jails, they don't know what to do with themselves. So they walk out with saffron clothes to Germany, maybe to Australia also, and they become great Babajis here. Now these great Babajis sit on some of the important places in the city, and everybody is surrounding them, giving them money, giving them their lives, you see, all big talk of love going on and everything. Is he a realized soul or not? How will you find out? You don't know whether he is a realized soul or not. Because you are not at an absolute point. You are still in a relative understanding. Because this person is wearing this kind of a dress, is sitting very quietly there, so he must be a Babaji. You cannot recognize a person, whether a person is true or not. You can't recognize me either, whether I am telling you the truth or not. Unless and until you become that absolute being, you cannot make it out. Then what happens? That when the Kundalini rises and pierces through your fontanelle bone area, then you also start feeling on your fingertips. These fingertips are nothing but the sympathetic nervous system centers which are indicative of the truth. If the person has got cool wind or cool breeze coming from that person, then he is a real one. If he doesn't have, then he is not. There are many persons who claim to be great, but they are not. Ultimately we find out and we are shocked the way they are. We don't know how is it our brain has failed, how is it our brilliance did not show clearly what was wrong with this gentleman, because we are not that. We have to accept humbly that we are still at a human awareness and we have to be at a spiritual awareness. That's the dimension we have to get, otherwise we cannot judge things properly. In this country now we have certain problems. In this whole world we have problems. Problems of atom bomb, every day you are hearing about this problem and that problem, all created by human beings. Imagine, intelligent, such good people have created problems for themselves, killing each other, preparing bombs and things like that, protecting each other. I mean, no animal does that. Only human beings are trying to protect themselves from each other. They are all the time worried who is going to attack them, not sure of themselves. The reason is they haven't reached that state of absoluteness. The time has come now. The time has come for you either to take to constructive working out of the problem or the destructive. By discussions, by arguments, by anything, you are not going to achieve anything unless and until there's a complete transformation in the human mind. And transformation is only possible when you become the spirit, because spirit is the universal being within you. And you become collectively conscious means you start universally feeling. You just start feeling another person on your fingertips. And if you know how to correct it, you have corrected that person. This is only the play of love of God. It's so simple. Even children can do it. Many children, when they put their fingers in their mouth or their thumbs in their mouth, according to Mr. Freud, it's something nonsense. But according to us, they are suggesting what centers you are catching. To understand your own children, you have to be a realized soul. Because the understanding is still not matured. Unless and until you become a realized soul, you are not a matured personality to judge anything. At that level, whatever you judge will have another point of view. You can take 10 small children who are realized souls. We have many like that. I type their eyes. Now ask them, what's the wrong with this particular person? They will all raise one finger, meaning this or this finger. If said this finger means that person feels guilty for nothing at all, is the Vishuddhi on the left-hand side, or the right means he talks too much and he has problems here. This knowledge becomes your own. This is one of the powers I have described to you, that you feel the collective consciousness within yourself. Whatever you achieve in your evolution is a living process. It is not a dead process. It's a living process by which your central nervous system can feel what is around you, what is within you. What you call the parasympathetic nervous system gets activated. and you can understand the parasympathetic, while if there are any doctors, they'll tell you that they don't know much about parasympathetic. Now, all these things happen to you, and even if you are a child, you can manage the show. The second power you get is that you can raise the Kundalini of another person. Like one enlightened light can enlighten another person. But we cannot deal with people who are nasty, who are superficial, who are stupid, not meant for them. It is meant for people who are seekers, who are intense. They are the chosen ones, and they are called as seekers nowadays. They might be drug addicts, or they might be anything. Doesn't matter. They have been truly seeking, they have taken something wrong as right, or they might have done some mistakes. Doesn't matter. Everything is forgiven. They will get what they want, because they have been intensely seeking, truly wanting to be the Spirit. This is the pure desire of the person that works out. Not a person who is just wanting it for the sake of some sort of a selfish or some sort of a power-oriented ideas. Now the third power one he gets is this, that a person becomes absolutely dynamic. He works very hard, he never feels tired. He can do things which he has never done before. I know of somebody who has never done anything artistic. Suddenly he started painting. I know another one who has never known what is poetry because he is a chartered accountant. He has been dealing with money all the time. Suddenly he started writing poetry, that too in Urdu language, which is such a difficulty. Such dynamism one develops. Apart from that, you develop a special feeling of oneness with others who are realized souls. Friendship and fraternity are such a rare quality that you have never seen such people. Even those people who go to fight in the war and all that, they don't have that love and that pure understanding and pure relationship that you find among the people who are realized souls. There was a girl who had realization and she went to Sicily. Another one was a diplomat. She had a realization from Rome. She went to Sicily. And they were sitting in two corners of one restaurant. And they looked at each other and they felt the vibrations. And one got up from there and she asked her, do you feel cool breeze in your hands? She said, have you got realization from Shri Mataji? She said, yes, I've got it. And they just hugged each other. And they were so very happy. They said, Mother, such happiness and joy we have never felt with anyone. Such security, such help. Anywhere in the world you go, they are with you, your brothers and sisters, in purity. They don't want anything, without any lust, without any greed, just feeling of oneness. Such a race has come up now in Australia, thank God. We have so many ashrams and we have so many people, and Australia is growing very fast. Australians basically are in the land of innocence itself. The deity of innocence is your Ulru, which stands there. And the people of Australia, I found, have a special blessing of God that they get realization. Very fast, they keep it up, and they grow very fast. We have other people also, I must say, that Italians and also people from Austria. They are doing very well. I would say that English are very good because you have to work hard with them. If you work hard with them, they can come up well. So from all over the world, from 14 nations now, we have people coming to Sahaja Yoga. You don't have to pay anything. How can you pay? I mean, you think of one thing, it's ridiculous again that people think that you can pay for everything. Now, if you have to, say, sprout a seed, how much will you pay to the Mother Earth? How much money will she take for that kind of a thing? This is one thing people don't understand. Anybody who asks for money, anybody who lives on the money,
So on that note, we'll conclude today's session. I hope you enjoyed the talk and found it insightful and interesting as she usually conveys. What we can do is we can say the last mantra of the 3 great mantras to conclude the session. Om Tvameva Saksha Shri Kalki Saksha Shri Sahasra Swamini Moksha Pradayani Mataji Shri Nirmala Devehi Namo Namaha Shri Nirmala Devehi Namo Namaha Shri Nirmala Devehi Namo Namaha. And that's it for today. So I'll leave a bit of music playing for about 5 minutes. Thank you for joining today. I hope you enjoyed today's session, and I wish you all a very happy Easter, a joyful time with your family, friends. Have lots of chocolate, enjoy yourself, have a good break, and if you attend the puja as well, enjoy the puja. And we will see you all next Wednesday. And just before we go, we did have a request from Rena in the in our group that there has been apparently quite heavy rainfall at a place called KwaZulu-Natal. So I'll spell that out, and I'll put in the chat as well. But basically, as you all remember, taking your left hand, your right index finger, and you can write any problem, anytime that's affecting you or someone you know, or even a person. You can just put that person's name, anything at all. It's a way of just surrendering and putting our collective attention on there. So what we'll do is we'll just write KWA dash Zulu ZULU, and it's a space, Natal, NATAL, South Africa. So apparently there's just been relentless rains. There's no water, no electricity as well, and the dams can't produce water. So just writing it on your hand, circling it clockwise about 7 times. And then just swiping it off. So just our way to surrender a problem. So you can take your bandhan if you wish to wrap up your meditation. You're all very capable now of choosing or knowing when or how long you wish to meditate. So on that note, it's a goodbye from me. Thank you for joining. And I'll leave a bit of music playing, and you can sign off whenever you have to. So a good night from Brisbane, Australia. See you, everyone.